Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to another edition of the Drum Mission and another edition of Track by Track with Ringo Starr. Track by Track with Ringo Starr. This week we're talking about Revolver. This actual video is like two videos in one. I am going to be talking about Revolver, but I'm also going to be talking about swinging your fills, especially when you're doing a kind of straight tune, cha-cha-gotcha, but you take your fills and you're sort of swinging them just a little bit. I'm not talking about triplets, I'm talking about swinging your fills, although triplets are involved. All right, let's start with this. And let me start with a little preface of talking about how I got to have this idea of two videos in one. A couple of weeks ago, I was thinking about doing this video on swinging your fills, because I hear a lot of people on YouTube talk about this as if this is swinging your fills and this isn't, when really it's a sliding scale, right? It's how much you're going to swing your fills, and then not swinging them at all. And then I happened to hear on the radio, she said, and I thought, what a great song to demonstrate this to. And I was also preparing for Track by Track with Ringo Starr on Revolver. So I thought, well, let me just put these together, because really, what a great song to talk about swinging your fills. She said. So this album, even though a lot of people find it as one of their favorite albums, it is one of my favorite Beatles albums. It is a great album. It's still not quite Abbey Road yet. A lot of the tunes on this album still have that Dylan-esque feeling, especially from Paul McCartney, where you hear John really starting to step out and experiment. And She Said is one of those tunes. She Said is one of the only tunes, if not the only tune, that Paul McCartney doesn't play on in the entire Beatles catalog.
The only Beatles track McCartney never played on, going down as one of the Beatles' great unsolved mysteries. It's thought Paul stormed out following an argument, possibly due to being teased as the only band member who wouldn't partake in LSD. Another factor of note in She Said is Ringo Starr's drum performance, the fills beautifully executed, highlighting the raw and unique approach to playing that he truly possessed.
And I think Ringo felt free, because let's face it, I think Paul was a genius, great bass player, great piano player, but a bit of a control freak. And I think Ringo felt free here, since it was only John, George, and him, to just play. And from this moment forward, you really hear Ringo get busier as a player. That swinging around the kit with his fills, it becomes something he's really known for, and I believe that it really starts around this time. Even though he did a little bit of it before, it really starts around this time, and we can include in this time Strawberry Fields Forever, and a little bit later, Day in the Life, Rain, where he's playing much busier than he normally plays, and really you can hear that swing in his fills. So on this video, we're not only going to be talking about She Said, we're going to talk about how do you get good at swinging your fills. Most of the other YouTube guys will tell you what it is to swing your fills, but not how to get there. If you're used to playing straight, playing with a metronome, how do we get there? We're going to talk about that. And then, of course, we're going to talk about the other tune, which is monumental, I think, because this is where you hear Ringo not play 2 and 4, not just do your standard boom ba groove. Tomorrow Never Knows. He does something kind of weird. It's repetitive, and it becomes something that George Martin can use to put in all his loops to, and it is just an incredible piece of drumming. So, without much further ado, let's go right to both the lesson and Track by Track with Ringo Starr on She Said, how to swing your fills, and then my demonstration of Tomorrow Never Knows. All right, to the drum lab right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my underground lair.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, or I should say to me, welcome back. I was away in New York for a couple of weeks, seeing family, and then I had to take a week off from this to just catch up on some money. Anyway, we're back, and today we're doing a twofer. I hate that term. Anyway, so let's get into it a little bit. Revolver, yes, is my favorite, one of my favorite Beatles albums, and that's not that big a deal of a thing to say because it's the favorite of a lot of folks. It's but there's two particular tunes that stand out, and that's She Said, and Tomorrow Never Knows. So talking about She Said, he's really now swinging those fills. So what is swinging your fills? What is swinging your fills? So one of the fills he does a lot in She Said would be this. It starts on beat 3 on the bass drum. And he made ghosty. It's hard to tell on the stereo in the mix. So I think I do when I play it. But we got, if I played it straight, it would be 3E and 4E and 3E and 4E and. Right? Very simple. Very simple. But he doesn't do it straight. He doesn't. He swings them. He swings them. So let me swing that a little bit. Now I swang it at different degrees. And that's what we want to talk about a little bit here, not too much, is some people think here's straight and here's swing. That is not true. Swing is a line. Here's straight, and then we can keep going, swinging more till we hit that. Till we hit that. And what are we doing? We are implying when we swing the first and third of the triplet. So let's take that particular fill, let's do it in a groove, let's do it straight, and then let's show you how you can think of it. But what you see on YouTube a lot is folks explaining what swinging your fills are, but not how to get there. So here we go. That fill in groove, slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and not so much. There you go. Listen. Hear the difference? So, what is it? How can I quantify it? How can I mathematically put this? So, if I thought of this as halftime, now really slow. Here's the math behind it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I wanted to add all the notes that I'm skipping, it's 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4. See what I'm doing? 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4. But it's moving so quickly at the tempo of She Said, that it's a real open kind of swing. In other words, he is stretching those triplets out that they are almost straight. So how do I get good at doing that? How do I get good at doing that? Yeah, you could practice 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and that's the beginning. That's the beginning, and that's going to teach you what swing is. That's the beginning. But really, as I said, swing is this living, breathing thing where you can have a swing that's very much close to the eighth note, more like triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, or dotted sixteenths like this. 1 EN to 2 EN to 3 EN to 4 EN. Now, if he was swinging that tight, it wouldn't sound so good. It wouldn't sound so good. So let's take that fill again in about the tempo of She Said, She Said. And I'm just going to play that fill over and over, and I'll yell out when I'm going to do it straight so you can hear the difference. So here we go. Here's the tempo of She Said, She Said, and I'm going to play that fill over and over and over and over. We're going to play it a few times. Here we go. It just sounds so much better when it's swinging a little bit on that tune, So again, you can do this. Start by working on playing those triplets. One triplet, two triplet, three triplet, four triplet around the kit. And then try to spread those two notes apart. Push them closer together. Do different things with them. Use your metronome to where the beat is, and then experiment with where you're placing those two notes. And then play along with Beatles tunes. Play along with Beatles tunes and you will get this. I promise you will get this. Alright, let's move on to my second tune that I'm talking about, my favorite groove of all time from Ringo. One of my favorite grooves of all time, I should say. Tomorrow Never Knows. Here we go. Alright guys, Tomorrow Never Knows. This is, I got a little cold since I came back from New York. Eesh. Got it from my sister. She's kind of a nurse. She tested that it wasn't COVID, so I'm assuming I don't have COVID either. Okay, why is this one of my favorite of his grooves? Because he does the same thing over and over. It's like he's a drum machine. He's like a clock in this one. He just tears on through, and that's because they were using so many loops. Having him not take a fill and just porridge on through made it easy for them to splice stuff into him. Okay, that's one part of this that I love. The second part of this is it's not your straight boom ba groove. It's just so cool. He crashes all the way through it, chung 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 chung, right? But what he's doing here, we're going to leave this out for a second. And normally I would play it up here in my crash, but I didn't want to move it over, so I'm going to use this. Like, no big deal. I'll play right-handed, but left-footed. So what he's got going on here is 1 on the bass drum, 2 as a rim shot, and 3. So if I was going to play that just by itself, that's the groove. But add to that, he's just, it's like early grunge. He's just riding his crash. And it sounds so cool. So I'm going to do that at tempo. This is just a cool groove. 8th notes on your crash ride, whatever you got. Right? You can do it if you're righty, lead with your right hand, lead with your left hand. Doesn't really matter as long as the groove comes out right. He's always rim-shotting the snare. Now actually, if you listen to the tune, I'm pretty sure that there's a double track where he's playing maybe a timbali or maybe just a snare with the snares off. And he's doing that same part between the snare and the tom-toms, but with the snares off on the snare. So I hear that. I don't know. I wasn't there. Could be that they did that as a second track later, or maybe they just doubled the whole thing, beefing up the bottom. I'm not sure, but here you go. I'm going to take you out with this. Tomorrow Never Knows. This is a groove you need to have in your arsenal because everybody loves it. When somebody says, hey, Tomorrow Never Knows, because that means they're going to jam around on it, and you know that groove, and you know that groove. So it's about here. 2. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one, all right? Ringo Starr, track by track. This was Revolver. The two best tunes for me, She Said, and Tomorrow Never Knows. Here we go. 1, 2, 8,